Unbelievable. Jade Cargill just confronted Bianca Belair following this attack at Smackdown. Jade Cargill just destroyed years of friendship and trust by confronting Bianca Belair in the most shocking betrayal in women's wrestling history, and what she said to the Est's face is going to make you absolutely furious. This wasn't a heel turn, this was a character assassination where Jade exposed secrets about Bianca's backstage behavior, called out her fake friendship, and revealed that the attack everyone thought was a mystery assailant. Jade orchestrated it. And the reason why Jade did this is going to make every single Bianca Belair fan question everything they thought they knew about the EST of WWE. Because what happened on SmackDown wasn't just a confrontation between former friends. This was Jade Cargill exposing that Bianca has been sabotaging other women's pushes for years, that she's been politicking behind the scenes to keep herself on top, and that Jade is done playing second fiddle to someone she now calls the biggest hypocrite in WWE. And Bianca's response? It proved that Jade might be telling the truth. Friday Night SmackDown opened with what should have been a celebration segment. Bianca Belair was in the ring addressing her recent victory and her road to WrestleMania when suddenly out of nowhere Jade Cargill's music hit. The crowd erupted because these two have been portrayed as best friends, as allies who had each other's backs through everything. Seeing Jade interrupt Bianca seemed strange, but fans assumed it was going to be a friendly moment or maybe a tag team challenge. Instead, Jade walked down that ramp with a look of pure contempt on her face. No smile. No friendly wave. Just cold, calculated anger as she entered the ring and stood face to face with Bianca, who looked genuinely confused about what was happening. Jade grabbed a microphone and her first words sent shockwaves through the arena. Bianca, I'm done pretending. I'm done playing your game. And I'm done being the friend who stands by and watches you manipulate everyone in this company while playing the role of inspirational babyface for the cameras. The crowd went silent. This wasn't scripted banter between friends. This was real animosity, and you could see it in both women's body language. Bianca's face went from confusion to hurt to anger in about 3 seconds. Jade continued, and what she revealed next is going to rewrite the narrative of Bianca's entire championship reign. You want to know who's been attacking you the past few weeks? Who orchestrated those backstage ambushes that left you injured and paranoid? It was me, Bianca. I paid people to attack you. I planned every single assault. Because I needed you to feel what it's like to be vulnerable, to be afraid, to wonder who you can trust. The arena exploded in boos. Fans were absolutely furious at this revelation. But Jade wasn't done, she was just getting started. And you want to know why I did it? Because for 2 years I've watched you smile in my face while stabbing me in the back. I've watched you go to management and tell them that I'm not ready for championship opportunities. I've heard you tell Triple H that giving me a push would diminish the value of the women's championship. You blocked me from getting opportunities while pretending to be my friend. Bianca grabbed a microphone, her voice shaking with emotion. That is a lie, Jade. I have never. But Jade cut her off. Don't lie to my face. I have receipts, Bianca. I have text messages. I have conversations that were overheard by producers. You've been terrified that if I got a real push, fans would realize that I'm stronger, I'm more impressive, and I'm the real future of this division, not you. Then Jade did something absolutely devastating. The Titantron lit up with what appeared to be screenshots of text conversations between Bianca and someone whose name was blurred out but was clearly a WWE producer or executive. The messages showed Bianca expressing concerns about Jade's readiness for main event programs and suggesting that rushing Jade into title contention could hurt her long-term development. Now, out of context, those messages could seem like genuine concern from a friend. But Jade provided more context. These messages were sent the same week I was supposed to get a championship match at a pay-per-view. The same week that match mysteriously got cancelled and given to someone else. You convinced management that I wasn't ready, Bianca, not because you cared about my career but because you were scared of the competition. The crowd's reaction was split now. Some fans were still booing Jade for the betrayal, but others were starting to question whether there might be truth to these accusations. Because the text messages looked real, and Bianca's face showed something that might have been guilt. Jade showed more evidence, a video clip of Bianca in what appeared to be a meeting with Triple H, with audio that captured Bianca saying, I just think we need to be strategic about how we position Jade. She's got the look and the strength, but maybe she needs more seasoning before we put her in marquee matches. Bianca tried to defend herself. Jade, you're taking things out of context. I was trying to protect you from being rushed into situations before I was what, Bianca? Jade's voice was shaking with fury. Before I was ready to expose you as the selfish, insecure champion who can't handle the idea of someone being better? You don't want to protect me, you want to control the division so that you're always the center of attention. Then Jade dropped the most damning accusation. You know what the saddest part is? I actually believed we were friends. I actually thought you had my back. But then I started paying attention. I noticed that every time another woman started getting over with the crowd, you'd suddenly have a concern about them. Tiffany Stratton? You told management she was too green. Naomi when she was getting hot? You suggested she needed character development. Io Sky when fans were chanting for her? You said she was better in a tag team role. The implications were nuclear. If what Jade was saying was true, it meant Bianca Belair had been systematically sabotaging other women's careers to protect her own position at the top of the division. Bianca's face went from defensive to absolutely enraged. She dropped her microphone and got right in Jade's face. You want to call me out? You want to question my character? Everything I've done in this company, I've earned. Every championship, every WrestleMania moment, I didn't politic for it, I worked for it. Jade didn't back down an inch. You worked for it by making sure nobody else got the chance to work for it. You're not the EST of anything except being the EST of manipulation. That's when Bianca shoved Jade. Not a wrestling shove, a real, aggressive push that sent Jade stumbling backward. And Jade immediately responded by tackling Bianca to the mat, and the two of them started brawling in a way that looked completely unscripted. Referees and officials immediately flooded the ring, trying to separate them, but both women were fighting to get back at each other. Jade was screaming, "I'm done being in your shadow," while Bianca was yelling, "You don't deserve anything I've built." It took 12 people to finally separate them, and even then, they had to physically drag Jade up the ramp while holding Bianca back in the ring. The hatred between them was palpable and real in a way that transcended typical wrestling storylines. Backstage reports immediately after this segment are absolutely chaotic. The women's locker room is completely divided on who to believe. Some wrestlers are supporting Bianca, saying Jade is lying and making false accusations to justify her betrayal. But other wrestlers, and this is the shocking part, are quietly confirming that they've had similar experiences with Bianca. Multiple sources are reporting that several women in the locker room have felt that Bianca has been protective of her spot in ways that might have negatively impacted their opportunities. Nobody is willing to go on record with specific accusations, but the whispers have apparently been there for months. Naomi, who's been on and off WWE programming, reportedly watched the segment and immediately started making calls. What she's saying or to whom hasn't been revealed, but insiders suggest she might have her own experiences that align with Jade's accusations. Charlotte Flair, currently out with injury, posted a cryptic tweet that just said, "Sometimes the truth hurts more than any attack," and then deleted it 15 minutes later. That deletion makes it more significant because it suggests Charlotte might know something but was told to stay out of it publicly within hours of the segment airing. More alleged receipts started leaking on social media, though it's unclear if Jade is behind these leaks or if other wrestlers are now coming forward. Screenshots of group chats where Bianca allegedly expressed concerns about various women getting opportunities. Voice memos that allegedly capture Bianca in candid conversations where she's less supportive than her public persona suggests. Now, we have to be careful here because some of this could be fabricated, taken out of context, or manipulated to fit a narrative. But the volume of material appearing suggests that either this is an incredibly elaborate work, or there's been real tension building behind the scenes for a very long time. One particularly damaging leaked conversation allegedly has Bianca telling a producer, "I'm not saying don't push Jade, I'm saying don't push her at my expense. There's only so much spotlight to go around, and I've worked too hard to build my brand to share it with someone who just got here." If that's real, and again, we can't independently verify, it's devastating to Bianca's supportive locker room leader image. Bianca posted a statement on social media about 2 hours after Smackdown ended, and her response is fascinating. "What happened tonight was one of the most hurtful betrayals I've ever experienced. Jade Cargill took private conversations, twisted them, and weaponized them against me. Yes, I've had conversations with management about pacing and positioning every main eventer does. That's not sabotage, that's experience trying to help the overall product. But I will not be accused of holding anyone back. My record speaks for itself. I've put over talent. I've elevated matches. And I've done it while being one of the hardest working women in this industry." It's a careful response, acknowledging the conversations happened but reframing them as mentorship rather than sabotage. But notably, Bianca didn't deny the specific accusations. She didn't say, "I never said those things," or "those messages are fake." She said they were twisted, which is politician speak for, "Yes, I said them, but I meant them differently." This storyline is going to redefine the women's division heading into WrestleMania. Because if Jade's accusations have even a kernel of truth, it means the entire hierarchy of the women's division might have been artificially maintained by Bianca's backstage influence rather than purely on-screen merit. Other women are now questioning their own booking. Why did certain pushes suddenly stop? Why did some wrestlers get opportunities while others didn't? Was it creative decisions, or was it Bianca working behind the scenes to maintain her position? The paranoia this creates is toxic but also incredibly compelling television, because now every interaction between Bianca and other women will be analyzed through this lens. Every time she teams with someone, fans will wonder if she's genuinely supportive or secretly undermining them. And Jade Cargill has positioned herself as the revolutionary, the woman brave enough to expose the truth regardless of personal cost. Whether fans see her as a hero or a villain, they can't ignore her anymore. Jade Cargill confronted Bianca Belair and dropped nuclear bombs that might have destroyed Bianca's carefully crafted image as the supportive, inspiring EST of WWE. The accusations of backstage sabotage, the receipts that suggest Bianca has been protecting her spot at the expense of other women's careers, the revelation that Jade orchestrated the attacks, all of it has created the most explosive storyline in women's wrestling right now. Is Jade telling the truth, or is this an elaborate character assassination to justify her betrayal? Has Bianca really been holding women back, or has she been genuinely trying to help the division? The evidence is damning, but it's also incomplete. And that's what makes this so compelling and infuriating. We don't know who to believe. What's your take? Team Bianca or Team Jade? Do you think these accusations have truth to them, or is Jade manipulating facts to justify going heel? Has this changed your opinion of Bianca Belair? The comments section is about to be an absolute war zone. Tell us where you stand. If this breakdown exposed details you won't find in WWE's sanitized coverage, smash the like button and share this everywhere. Subscribe to Wrestling News CC because this storyline is evolving rapidly and will cover every accusation, every receipt, and every development. Jade Cargill just declared war on Bianca Belair, and the women's division will never be the same. This is the most personal, most controversial feud in women's wrestling, and it's only just beginning.